All right, Chads. We're back out of here with a new recording video, and today I'm just gonna spiel on my opinion on what needs to be in Battlefront 3. There's been a lot of uh, talk about this game in particular, Battlefront 2, recently in the last 4 or 5 months, and for good reason. This game has had received a lot of updates, quality of life updates, and gameplay updates that were sorely needed. And obviously, the loot box debacle was fixed. And it only took a couple years, but this game is definitely a solid game, and I would definitely recommend picking it up if you are a Star Wars fan. Even you haven't already, if you've been holding back. It's definitely worth the money now. You can find it on sale, 30, 40 bucks. Uh, you know, I'd recommend it now. But I have a few things that I want EA and DICE to definitely add for the upcoming game. So, first of all, we're going to start off with modes. They need to add Galactic Conquest. This is a must-have for the next game. It was absent in the 2015 original Battlefront. It was very disappointing overall as a game, and now without that mode, even more so. Battlefront 2 is also missing. Very strange. Honestly, the best mode in the game from the originals, and it may not seem like much, but the whole, like, you gain troops, you gain like bonuses, heroes when you win matches, and then it's sort of like a war. It's like a mini war that I think everyone liked. That's why everyone liked that mode. It's very nostalgic mode, and it's a classic. It's a staple for the game, and I think it needs to be implemented into Battlefront 3. So the next thing that needs to be addressed is the campaign. Okay, so we didn't receive one in the original 2015 Battlefront. We did see one in Battlefront 2, but it is absolutely abysmal and is not anything like EA and DICE described. We thought we were getting a dark side story, and what we got was, a shell of what we were promised. Pretty much, they take the dark side Iden Versio character, and they flop her over to the light, and it's a very safe, very boring, uninspired story that I think a lot of people were disappointed with, including myself. And for Battlefront 3, I think they need to go all out. When this game drops, it needs to be top tier. It shouldn't be taking 2 years. Granted, I gotta give EA and DICE some props here. This game right now is fantastic, but it shouldn't be taking 2 years to become fantastic. That's pretty much my point. They need to make a real dark side campaign. I don't give a fuck if it's canon or not. It needs to be an actual dark side campaign. That's all we really want as fans. Yeah, man, just make sure it's like, fun, interesting story, and shows like the real evil that is, like, within the Empire, like the stuff that they actually have been doing, instead of playing like this with this safe crap that they gave us and just shoved down our throats as, oh, it's gonna be a take from the dark side in the Empire. We're gonna see like what happened. They hype it up, but man, it was such a disappointing story in the end, man. Okay, so next we're going to be talking about heroes. The cast that they do have for Battlefront 2 is a very solid cast, and I do enjoy what EA has brought over time in this 2-year cycle of free content. But I think for the next game, they really need to step it up and bring a wide variety from all three eras at launch. I think that'll be really nice, of a treat that, you know, it'll be like a thank you for sticking with us, and you know, it'll shut up all the haters on this Battlefront 2 game. I was one of them. I still am to some extent, but I do enjoy what EA and DICE have come up with here as far as the cast and balancing. Yeah, if they can just do this at launch, 20, 30 plus heroes, man, that would be an amazing treat, and definitely shows that EA and DICE put in the work and time and effort. And yeah, it'll be really nice to see. Hopefully, it comes to fruition here. All right, so moving right along here, we're going to be talking about gameplay as well as balance of like the classes and how that all works. So starting off with gameplay, I think gameplay is very well done. I love seeing the blasters from both ends of the field going across the screen. It's very Star Wars battle-esque, and I love that feeling of just watching it. Sometimes I'll just stand there and I'll just watch bullets fly by on both sides. It's very eye capturing. It's very awesome to see, and I love that aspect. The one thing I will say though is that on a lot of maps you can see battles on the side, and I just wish I could take part in those battles, especially on Geonosis. I'll see like spider, the spider droids, and even just regular battles between both sides of infantry clashing, and there's like no cover. You know, obviously from a gameplay perspective, that's going to be hard to do. It could be frustrating. I can see, you know, grenades being exploited there, but man, I wish I could take part in those battles, those big epic battles where just, you know, the droids are marching, and it's just you see them in the clones, and you know, the spider ants, ATs, is it AT? I don't know, you know what I mean, the ones the clones get for Geonosis. Those battles look so amazing in the background, and I just, you know, I wish I could play with them, you know. I think EA should be implementing AI bots in a more effective manner in the upcoming game. I'd love to see just maps where it's just full on bots and players running together, and just like those scenes and clashing. And if they could make that work somehow, I think it would be just a fan service to the max. I'd just love to see those big epic 100 AI and human player bots clashing. It would be like just a really epic battle. I would love to see them add that. As for a balance in like classes and stuff, I think overall it's pretty balanced. Aerial classes, I think, have a slight edge and can be very frustrating as they can hop points, especially in capital supremacy. I think there's a slight issue there. But other than that, like a lot of the heroes and classes are very well balanced, and the point system works fine for me. The only issue I will say is when it comes to heroes, a lot of people, including myself, I've seen this before, will hoard points, 20k points, and then they'll just pick a hero, and there's not really a punishment. In my opinion, the 3-second timer delay is not long enough. It needs to be something like 30 seconds when you pick a hero. It should be like a 30-second timer to allow other players to pick a hero and, play as their favorite character, I had a game not too long ago where I was playing Darth Maul, and I got him like 4 times in a row because I was able to save enough points, and I suck and I die a lot, so I just picked him over and over again, and the 3-second timer is, in my opinion, is just not long enough. But other than that, I think the balance works well, and I hope to see that continue and then be built and improved upon in the next game. Alright, and as a side note, I wanted to add in that another game mode that they need to bring back in the upcoming Battlefront needs to be Space Assault. Back in 2005 pandemic made this game, well, not made this game mode, but they had a game mode that pinned a Star Destroyer versus a Rebel cruiser. And basically the point was to have like these epic as fuck dogfights going on, where it's fighters on both sides, TIE fighters, X-wings, fighting on dogging it out, and then there's bombers coming in. They got to take out the shields to the ship. Shit's going down, and then you get you sneak on the ship. You're the sole ship that made it on, and your objective was to just go inside, kill the core of the ship, and get the fuck out. And you're getting blasted. There's like auto turrets everywhere. They finally realize what's going on. You hear that wow, wow alarm. You know what I mean? And it's sick as fuck. You blow it up with your last rocket and your rocket launcher, and you like get up back on your ship, and it's like you don't look at the explosion, but you're coming out, and the ship's like blowing up behind you, and it's so cool. And then you're like, everyone's like, and it's like we need these moments back that we had in 2005, man. So I just wanted to add that as a side note. It's another game mode that is a must-have required for Battlefront 3. Okay, and I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. I think, don't get me wrong, man. I think Battlefront 2 is a great game, and but it happened over time. It's definitely something that needed to be built upon. It didn't come out as a great game, but it became a great game. And I have to give EA and DICE props for that. But I know this next game, when it comes out, it needs to be AAA status from the beginning. And I hope that they can make it. If they use some of the tips that I've said, man, it would be the game we've been waiting for. The true sequel to the 2005 game. Make it happen, guys. I know you can do it.